Okay, in the second update of today, Israel has resumed bombing of Gaza. The ceasefire has ended. They've attacked again. I personally don't blame them for this at all. If you remember when the bodies of because they're returning dead hostages at this point. This is not like, well, return all those hostages. And they're like, well, we've got a whole bunch of dead ones. Does that work for everybody? No, it doesn't. If you took hostages, you're supposed to keep them alive until your demands are met. Not that that should be happening at all, but the whole course of doing that is you're keeping them alive. You're not killing them, or if you are, you've just lost any foothold or leeway that you have. But here's the attacks and some video that's coming through right now. I don't know how great the sound is. It's really low on this video, but it's just showing devastation in Gaza after. But I want everyone to remember this. You remember when they returned the bodies, and it was supposed to be the mother and the children. It ended up allegedly being a different woman, but they were all dead. They were returned in this procession by Hamas soldiers, and basically Hamas and the Palestinian people were they turned it into a show, a celebratory thing. Many people were there, all lined up to watch this. They had a musical artist singing on stage. They turned it into quite the affair. So there was that video. There wasn't a lot of the sound was extremely low on that one. You weren't really missing anything. It's just, what the camera again didn't pan around to see was the stage. It had an artist on it singing pro Palestine, pro Hamas songs. It was kind of a parade, a celebratory type thing for them while they dropped off the bodies to the Israelis. So. If you're going to ask me, in my personal opinion, do I feel bad now that Israel has resumed bombing and is attacking again because of this whole situation? No, I don't. I'm just wondering if the Palestinians want to throw another celebration now that the Israeli Air Force is flying over you. These scumbags deserve exactly what they're getting, and Hamas needs to be wiped off the map. And I'll tell you something else, and I've said this before about the Palestinian people. In my opinion, they are just as much complicit in all of this as the Hamas group themselves. The Palestinian people have voluntarily voted Hamas in as their leadership base. That is their political leadership base, is Hamas, is running Palestine. The Palestinian Authority was kicked out and attacked by Hamas when they were voted in. And I had done a story when this first started, and the Israelis were first hitting Gaza, and I showed satellite photos of where Hamas were setting up, because there was the back and forth, if you remember, of Hamas claiming that Israeli airstrikes took out a school, and then they took out a school or a hospital or what have you. So the Israelis started releasing satellite photos of where Hamas emplacements were. And one of them, and I put the satellite images up on my show, if you go onto YouTube or Rumble and go back into my previous shows, just after the October 7th time when I started going over all of it, I showed one of the satellite photos where Hamas had put a rocket launcher within a children's playground. So and you can see all the kids all the kids play stuff, right? It was a fenced in area to keep them from running out of the area. It had the merry-go-round and the monkey bars. I don't know if they call that there monkey bars. Maybe it's Alu Akbars. Honey, come get on the Alu Akbars. But all of the toys that you would see in a children's playground, and the rocket launcher was right there. And the reason Hamas does this is because in order for you to strike back against them or hit this target, you also have to hit the school. So now we can all universally agree that that's a horrible thing. But here's my other point. If you're a parent, think about where you live right now, and your kids, you have kids that are going to school. And let's say some rogue biker gang or some crazy KKK group or something shows up and puts a machine gun or a rocket launcher or something in the back of your children's school. Are you sitting idly by and doing nothing about this while essentially a terrorist organization or a very bad group has set up a weapon where your children go to school and play? Are you sitting back and are you letting this happen? Or are you fighting back against this in whatever way or means that you have? Now, the point I make with that is, yes, of course, we all would, with however you can, whether you fought them directly or whether you went and said, please help us, there's a rocket launcher in our kids' playground, backyard, or what have you, you would take some sort of action. So I bring up that point because if anyone can tell me or show me proof that the Palestinian people have said, Hamas is being really bad to us, they're harming us, we're a fear for our lives, and we need to get out of here, or we need to get them out of here, I have yet to hear that argument or that video. I've yet to hear the Palestinian people ask for help from Hamas. What I've heard the Palestinian beg and cry over is, the airstrikes and the attacks from Israel. Of course, it was perfectly fine that they snuck across the border, attacked Israeli citizens, harmed women and children, and Palestinian people also helped with this attack too. Not just the Hamas fighters, the civilians got involved. This has been proven. So they want to get away with what they did on October 7th. Free and clear. No charge, no retribution. But also you have to help them while they hide in Gaza from the evil, bad Israelis attacking in response to the thing that they did. And so I hear them begging and complaining for help and please stop this horrible thing. But I never hear them saying, get Hamas out of here, we'd like to live peacefully, and we'd like to interact with the rest of the world community. And be part of it and receive help for it. If they did that, I would change my perspective and I would be all for helping out the Palestinian people because you did the right thing. You got rid of the terrorist organization. You asked for them to be gone. And then you came out and said, we want to live peacefully. We want the violence to end. And we need the other nations to come and help in this situation. So be negotiators between both sides and bring it all to an end like we're trying to do with Ukraine and Russia. That's not happening. The Palestinians keep doing things the exact same way they've already been doing with no changes. That's death to Israel. Keep fighting back. We hate the West. We hate Israel. Yada yada. Nothing about getting rid of Hamas. Nothing of an attempt to bring this to an end. It's just woe is us and we're good and they're bad and you have to do something, which is the carrion call of every bad guy in history. I haven't done anything wrong. It's all of you. So for the airstrikes continuing, I don't have any sympathy until they do what's right and forcibly remove Hamas. This is going to continue. So that's my second update for the day, folks. That was my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and thank you for all the new people that are joining up, new followers on YouTube, Rumble, and TikTok. Thanks, everyone.